is the Solid Signal Podcast for the week of July 24th, 2017. The subject for this week is going to be another one of those little rants that I do from time to time. I don't think this one's going to be quite as contentious as some of the other ones we've seen, but still, every so often I do tend to go off topic and stop just kind of shilling Solid Signal stuff, although I do kind of enjoy doing that too. The subject for this week's podcast is, just doing a little better. By which I mean, it's summertime. Now, summertime television has never been incredibly good, let's be honest. Summertime has always been a wasteland for television, going all the way back to the 1950s, when the perception from the networks was that people didn't watch television during the summer, they were too busy harvesting the crops or tending to them or whatever. To be really honest, I'm not a farm guy. But more than ever, people are staying inside during the summer, especially as more of the southern portion of the United States becomes populous, and the sun is just a bit too much to take sometimes during the summer. And television, by and large, has failed to evolve. Sure, there have been some very noteworthy summertime series, and there are, at this moment, a few pieces of television out there that are just plain outstanding. But for the most part, television is still a huge wasteland in the summer, especially the networks. And by which I mean the broadcast networks. And the thing is, they could do just a little better. I can't tell you when the last time I watched something on NBC or CBS was, because it's probably been since those season finales of new programming. I watched some of the stuff on ABC. I do like their kind of reconstituted game show concept, and it really does kind of work for the summer when you really, you don't have a lot of interest in anything super heavy, but you want some entertainment for the evening. By and large, though, as I said, as I flip through the channels, I see just plain nothing. And where I should see some very serious stuff, for example, on the news channels, which in general, no matter which side of the aisle you sit on, I think the one thing we can all agree on is that the news channels should have a lot to chew on this time of year and right now with all the things going on, as it were. And I'm still getting a lot of softballs on those channels, a lot of just fluffy, nostalgic type documentaries of the sort that make everybody feel good but don't actually change anybody's point of view. Sort of thing that you often find on Science Channel or Discovery or such things, where it's mildly informative and somewhat entertaining, but the truth is it's not earth-shattering. And as I said, this is a time when I really think that we could do with some earth-shattering. Television networks just have to do better. Why? Because the competition is doing better. I hate to say it, but streaming is going gangbusters. Premium channels are going gangbusters. We're seeing a lot of innovative programming coming through those kinds of channels. And when it comes to just broadcast and so-called basic cable, it's just nothing. I tend to think people will remember as the fall comes around, and notice that fall TV season seems to come a little bit later every year. When the fall comes around and those new programs do start rolling back in, will people flock back to basic cable and to broadcast networks? History will tell us that they do. But it seems like every year a few don't. And it seems to me, and this is just my humble opinion as it were, that if broadcast television and basic cable were really serious about keeping viewers and therefore surviving, as I said, they could do just a little bit better. Put in some better programming during the year, even during the summer. Don't give us so much fluff when we have a desperate need for information. And overall, keep that contract with the American people that says that you'll provide honest, good programming with a reasonable number of commercials, and people will watch it. It seems that simple. And yet it obviously isn't, because millions and millions of dollars are spent on developing television programs that inevitably fail almost immediately. As a matter of fact, the summer season of boredom is almost always followed by an immediate rush of new programs that no one will ever see again. As we get closer to that, of course, I intend to do my annual preview of fall programs. Look for it in a couple of months.